Hi guys, so today we are going to be learning something new. We'll be creating this poster and learning how to merge image and text to create this combo. Alright, let's go. Alright, so guys, first of all, I'm going to teach you about guides and how to use your guides to make your work more professional. So there's no professional graphic designer out there that doesn't use what I'm about to teach you. Personally, I do not start designing anything that is worth designing, anything for a client, any project, without setting up my margins. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and moving forward, I would appreciate it if you can always set up your margins before you design, if we are working on project, right? Something like this. All right, so first of all, I need to bring out my rulers. So I'm going to just do Command R or Control R if you're using Mac or PC, or so you can just go to View and click on Rulers, right? And it's going to appear. So these are the rulers right now, horizontal and vertical, and we can bring out guides from the rulers. When you just click on the ruler and drag, as you can see, I've brought out a guide. So these are guidelines. They do not interrupt your work, and when you export your work, when you save your work, like if you're saving this project as an image, as JPG or PNG or PDF, whatever, the guides are not going to be part of the work. So the guides are just used on Photoshop, just to make your work look aligned and neat. So we are using a 5x5 workspace, 5x5 inches, 250 resolution for this work. And to set up our guides, let's just bring this one a solid color, black preferably, and let's use 25 by 25. All right, I think this is perfect. Click on my move tool. I'm going to bring it to the top right, as you can see, and I'm going to draw my guide from the horizontal part, put it just underneath my square, rectangle shape, and yeah, I have that. I'm gonna bring it here, you can see, and do the same thing. Draw my guide. Then I'm gonna move my square to the bottom right, and I'm gonna do the same thing. Horizontal, vertical, horizontal, and vertical. So I have that, and now I can delete my rectangle. So now you can see our workspace looking like this, and anything we are designing from the left is not going to exceed this margin. Anything we are designing from the right is not going to exceed this margin, right? And so for the top and the bottom, and it's going to help our work look very professional. All right, so let's bring in our image. So we have this image, and remember what we learned in the previous class, how to get the background out. We are going to need that skill here. So let's click on our quick tool, quick selection brush, and select and mask, right? So we are going to do select subject and refine edge brush and just use it around the hair so we can see the application of what we have learned, right? What we have learned, we can see that it's already been useful. And so we have this. Okay, all right, so we have our work. I'm going to export with the layer mask. All right, so let's move our work, activate transform by Ctrl T, and have this. Just trying to reduce the size a bit. Okay, so we have this, and let's bring in our text. I think I'm going to hide this first. Just hide this. Let's bring in our text. So the font we are using is the Mermaid font. So if you do not have it, you can download it from that font. This is it here, Mermaid. So that's the font we are using. By now, you should have watched the video on how to install font on your Photoshop. So please use the same font that I'm using. So I'm gonna bring in Mermaid. I'm just searching Mermaid. All right, Mermaid. So we have the font. Let's increase it to something big. This is our move tool to move it around. All right, I think. All right, so we have this. I'm just gonna reduce the size a bit. Something like this. So let's bring our text underneath the layer of the image. So we have this, and we are going to clip. First of all, before you clip, duplicate this layer. So let's duplicate. You can do that by pressing Ctrl J. So you should start getting acquainted with the shortcuts or the short keys on Photoshop. So we've clipped. Let's bring this underneath the S. The next thing you are going to do now is link both layers. You're going to link this layer and this layer. So let's select this one, hold command, select this one, right click, then you have link here. So now they are both linked, as you can see, this chain symbol here. So why do we need to link this layer? We need to link it because if we are moving one, we want both of them to move together. As you can see, they are both moving together. So let's arrange our work on the text before we clip the first one. So let's clip this, and then let's reduce the opacity for this. If we clip this, it's going to look like this, right? If we switch off this. So let's reduce the opacity for the one underneath. So like this. Good. So now we can move. Let's activate transform, move it so that it's in the right place. Yeah, just somewhere that the glasses will not, yeah, I think this is good. So let's click the check mark here. And so now there are parts that we do not need. There are parts of this um of this image that we do not need. I think we can still move this a little bit. Just reduce the size of the image. So you can see everything we are doing on one is affecting the other. So I'm trying to align the image so that it fits the S well. And yeah, from her jaw, so that we don't have issues around this part. So let's just make sure her jaw is in and her eyes, are also not affected. Okay, I think this is okay. Yeah, I think this is okay. So I'm gonna click this check mark. So what do we do right now? Using our, what we learned from the mask, we're going to click on the mask here, get our brush, and we are going to conceal the parts that we do not need. So there are parts of this work that we do not need, right? But I think before we do that, let's, here it's kind of like the image is cut, so we don't want that. Let's increase the image to fill that up. All right, so let's make sure that this image hides here. Great. So now there are parts that we do not need. We are going to use the brush on our mask to conceal those parts. So I'm going to have black because black conceals. As you can see, I'm concealing, right, all these parts that we do not need. Right, let's work on this place. Then I'm going to zoom in, and so we can work on this place. We want her jaw to, to come out of the work. Use our brush, and then just yeah. So when we've done that, now we can increase the opacity back of our layer, and then we have it. So to bring visual effect into this work, right, we are going to duplicate the S layer and bring it underneath this. Okay, this is unclipped, so let's clip it. So we have this S layer, so we are going to add visual effect to this S layer. So let's add stroke, white stroke. Now you may not see the stroke until we'll add a drop shadow. So let's add a drop shadow. This is, we don't want it to be so pronounced, so let's let's increase the opacity of the stroke a bit, of the drop shadow. And yeah, so you can look at the numbers here and just replicate. So let's go back to stroke. So we can't see our stroke now because it's inside. So let's put it at outside here, so we can see our stroke now. And I think let's leave it at 1. Okay, I think 1 is good. Right now we can see the stroke and we can see the shadow. So let's add our text. So let's group this. Before we do that, group this, let's group it into a group, and let's just name it image plus text. So good. So let's bring in our text. Let's reduce the size of the text to something around this or this. We are writing style. Full stop. Right. So let's activate transform and rotate it while holding our shift so that it rotates in 15 degrees and we have have our text straight. So we can increase the size of our text. Remember our guidelines. This is where they come in very functional. So we don't want the base of the text exceeding this guideline. So we have that, and you can move it up a bit over here. Great. So let's color our text. We're going to highlight the style, and we already have the color palette here. I'm going to show you the color numbers so you can input them on your work. So let's change the color, and I'm going to click this here. So I'm selecting this color with my color picker tool, right? Select this, and then I'm going to click OK, and then we do that for the dot, right? And I'm going to click on this, so we have that. Let's click OK, and then I click on the check mark. So we have the style, the S done. We can increase the size of this. Can increase the size of this, since we have more space on our work here, so that everything is on the same level, right? Great. So we are supposed to bring in some text into our workspace. I'm not going to type those texts, but let's bring in our rectangle first. So go to my move tool so I can move the rectangle around somewhere here. And as you can see, this is where the guides really help us, really help. So we have one. I'm going to duplicate this, go to my move tool and just hold Option or Alt, and I'm going to duplicate and bring it here. Even if I can, not make it so long. So I think this is, let's just check the work. This is green and this is orange. I did this work a very long time ago. A very long time ago, so that my students can use it to practice. So okay, so we have that. I'm going to change this to this color. Let's go to our shape tool so we can alter the properties of this. I'm going to change this to this, and here we have this. So we want to round them, and this we are only rounding this part. So I'm gonna just round this to hold my Alt or Option, round here to 8, and same thing. All right, so we have that, and now to bring in the text, I'm not going to type the text. I'm just going to click or just move the text into our new workspace. Bring this here. And then I'm just going to bring in this. So you can type, but I'm not going to go through, it's going to make the video too long. So I'm trying to select them while holding shift. I'm going to just copy and paste. So we have them all around. Then activate transform to bring them, make them small. Right. That's okay. Let's bring this. So this is where our guide helps us. Can you see? I'm making sure our text do not exceed the guidelines. So we have that. And we're also moving this text here. Check mark. I need to increase the. Yeah. I think this is good. I think there's one more text we're supposed to bring in here in Mandarin. Copy. Paste. Just try to make sure that every text aligns. And so we have our work, and I really like to see what you're going to do. And then I'm going to leave an image for you in your Google Sheet. And you're going to use it to create something similar, but you're using a different letter with that image. And then you have the privilege of changing the text and colors. All right, so I look forward to seeing your work, and bye.